Hi Aries, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this video is when you're meant to hear the messages within it. But just in case you subscribe, I upload my new videos for Aries and Libra on Mondays. And the deck that I'm using today is called Tarot de Marseille. And as always, if you guys are interested in getting a personal reading, the information is in the description below. So just as a heads up, sometimes the cards like to flip over in the deck. I do see them. However, I really only take them if they jump out like these ones do. And my goal here is to get you guys roughly 8 or 9 cards, and then we can get started with your reading. Let me just put these cards back. So Aries, I do want to remind you guys that in case this reading resonates with you guys, or if you really enjoy the video, the best way to let me know is by leaving a like or a comment. But your overall energy here is the 7 of Pentacles. Now the 7 of Pentacles talks about, also I do want to mention that my throat is very dry right now, so I feel like a lot of you guys might be suffering from that. So do stay hydrated. Definitely like work on your throat chakra, because I'm getting it for some of you guys. You might have like a closed throat, or you might be wanting to speak up, but it's very hard. Regardless, with the 7 of Pentacles here, I'm getting that you guys are doing a lot in the way of really trying to manifest something, because the 7 of Pentacles to me talks about working hard on a situation. So I think that you guys have really been trying to put some work towards something. Whether it be work, whether it be love, like you guys have planted your seed of intention and you've been watering it and you've been working very diligently towards getting whatever it is that you want to happen. Like you guys aren't sitting around and just waiting for things to happen. You're very much trying to get things to work, right? And I'm looking here at the first card of your reading here, and we have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Now, the 8 of Pentacles is sort of a progression to me from the 7 of Pentacles, right? So obviously we have that 7 to 8, but we also have that concept progression, because this is like working on a situation and this is mastering a skill. So I think that for some of you guys, you may be trying to put this effort in, but for some reason, even though you're putting it in, you're not really seeing the output that you've expected. So this to me is your input, and this to me is an output that doesn't quite match what you're putting in, right? And I have the Star card here for you guys. I do want to mention very quickly that we have the Star, the Devil, and the Temperance, which all represent Aquarius, Capricorn, and Sagittarius. So for some of you guys, those signs might be very relevant. For others of you, those signs might not resonate, and that's not a big deal. But the Star card here is a card of humanitarianism, right? So I feel like there's sort of this energy where you've been really trying your best to help people, but it doesn't really quite pay off. But I feel like that's in sort of like in brackets from this energy, because you have this energy of like wanting to work towards whatever it is that your wish is, because that's what the Star card symbolizes, is this wish energy, wish fulfillment. But it almost feels like things aren't coming out. And I feel like this is somehow due to some toxic situation here, something that's holding you back. There's definitely here with this Queen of Swords, I'm almost getting a motherly type energy for some of you. But there's definitely a toxic element here in your life. The Queen of Swords represents air signs, which can be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Again, we have sort of that Aquarian energy, but I'm certainly getting there's somebody in your life who is probably older than you, who is a little bit cold when it comes to emotions, who is very intellectual. You know, this is a person who works in finances or business, anything that has to do with numbers, money, or business, right? She's very smart. And I feel like she's a little bit toxic when it comes to that. I feel like this person has been sort of telling you stuff around the lines of like, don't feel things because feelings are useless. They don't help you go forward or whatever. Like, this person's probably telling you that the only thing you need to work about or worry about is your work, your studies, like anything. You know, I feel like this person is very anti-emotion. And I feel like it's to the degree where it's beyond healthy and you're sort of suffering from it. You know, like maybe it works for this person and like more power to them, but you need to establish your boundaries and say, no, like this isn't how I express my emotions. Like, I don't want to sit here and analyze my emotions through debate. Like, I just want to feel them. And I feel like this is very important, and you have to really set your boundaries here, because I see this Three of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles dynamic. That's not the first time I've called the Pentacles here Cups. So I think that for a lot of you guys, it might have to do with love in particular. I feel like you're talking to this person about love, and they're telling you that like love in general is a waste of time. And it feels very much like they're not giving you good advice here. So like, listen to yourself, listen to your heart, listen to your gut feelings, because I feel like you are going to know more what's right for you than whatever this person has to say. So, and this person doesn't necessarily have to be one person. It might be a whole group or collective of people, you know. Aquarius, the 11th sign, right? Like all this air sign energy, we have other people energy. And oftentimes, you know, the 11th house is about friends, humanity, society. So like you might be hearing all these conflicting ideas from multiple people in some cases, but I feel like you know best. You know you. So you do you. And like, I started on this sort of energy here, but then I got caught up in that tangent. But the Three of Pentacles here talks about working together. So I feel like you've probably tried to express yourself to this person in the past, and instead of it leading to a situation of learning and growth for this person and for you, it's sort of been like conflict and disinterest. And I feel like they maybe haven't been in the best of mind to work together. But I feel like that's because you haven't really told them everything. I feel like this is kind of a situation where you're like, hey, maybe, and then they sort of cut you off and they're like, no, let's do it my way instead. It's better. I promise you it's better. And you haven't really put your foot down yet. And I feel like that in part is due to some kind of respect, because this is a queen after all. So I feel like this person has some kind of respect from you. But now I feel like it's time for you to really be an equal to this person and really just sort of let them know what your boundaries are. I apologize for my cough. But like, the Four of Pentacles here tells me that you guys are not coming forth with everything, because the Four of Pentacles is keeping things to yourself, hoarding things. And I feel like traditionally it means resources, so it means sort of hoarding of wealth. But I find that every time the Four of Pentacles comes out, it's the hoarding of emotions. People don't want to express how they feel to other people. And that's usually when I see the Four of Pentacles the most. So you need to really just like open up a little bit. And I know that can be very difficult. For a lot of you guys, like, might have the opposite problem where you like have that tendency to blow up. And I feel like that's why you really haven't told this person these things. So it's very difficult for you to strike up that balance between like overly keeping to yourself and overly sort of aggressive, right? And, you know, there's no harm in that. Like, we are how we are, and we all have different things that we need to work on. But if you do want this situation where you can work together with this person to sort of alleviate some of this toxicity, you want to have this temperance energy. The temperance energy talks about having two ideas or two kinds of energies and tempering them. So this person, or this angel here, the symbolism here is that she has water and wine, and she pours water into the wine to temper it. So essentially what she's doing is she's combining two things to get a new result. And I feel like that's kind of where you need to be at. You need to have this sort of proportion deal, because the temperance card teaches us a different kind of balance than the Justice card does. The Justice card has 50-50, right? The Justice card is black and white, whereas the Temperance teaches us the lesson of proportions. Like, when you go to bake a cake, you don't put like an equal amount of every single ingredient, you put proportions because they have different effects. And here with the Knight of Wands, I'm seeing that you're going to come forth in a very passionate way. So I'm just going to warn you, I'm seeing some tears, I'm seeing some yelling. Try to temper that as much as you can, right? Don't go into this situation in a way that's confrontational. Even though I do feel that you're the victim here, don't give this person any more ammo to use against you, because I feel like they will. And honestly, like, I say that if you don't want to, then you shouldn't, because like, do whatever you think is do whatever you think is best for you. But if you think that dealing with this situation of this person is a bigger headache than it's worth, then you might want to just sort of distance yourself a little bit from this person and say, you know what, like, I appreciate all your advice, but I'm gonna do me for a little while. But whatever this energy is, because we have the Star card, because we have the Three of Pentacles, you know, the Seven of Pentacles, like, these are positive energies. And I do see you coming out on top in the end. It's just a matter of making those hard decisions. But that was your reading for Summer Round, Aries. If you enjoyed, please leave a like or a comment, because it really helps out the channel. And I personally really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new Aries videos on Mondays. But in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys next time for your next reading.